Hello everyone, welcome back to the 2018 Granny Square Crochet Along. Today we are making this eyelets square. So called because if you hold up this up to the light, then through these petals it looks a little bit like the eyelets that you see in like crisp cotton. So I'm thinking of those like woven designs, the is it broderie anglais or something like that. So really pretty through there, the eyelets. So this can be worked in as many or as few colours as you like, as always. So I did 2 different colours of green on this one, but today I'm going to use pink and lilac. And my goodness, that bird sounds a bit crazy. Okay, if you can hear the birds out there, well, hey. They're sounding a bit bonkers and crazy. Anyway, so I'm going to use 2 colours today, and you'll need your scissors and you'll need a hook. As always, I'm using my 4.5mm hook, which is what we suggest for regular tension, and your squares should all come up at the same size, which is roughly 6 inches. So let's have a look at how we're going to make this. Okay, so you can start with a magic ring, or you can start with a chain 4 and slip stitch to make your ring. And then you're going to chain 1 and do 8 single crochets in your ring. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and then you want to slip stitch to your first stitch, not your chain. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This one just here. Slip stitch into there, and there's your first little round finished. So we are going to continue in the same colour, and we are going to chain 1 and do a single crochet, come back into the camera, into view. So chain 1 and then do a single crochet in that same stitch, and then you're going to chain 4 and do a single crochet in the next stitch, chain 4 and a single crochet into the next stitch. Do this all the way around and you should have 8 chain 4 spaces and 8 single crochets. And then you're going to slip stitch into your first single crochet. Don't be fooled by where you did your slip stitch, this kind of fake stitch here. Don't be fooled into thinking that's another stitch to go into. Just ignore that. To do your last chain 4, I've done a chain 3. So last chain 4 and then slip stitch into the top of that first single crochet, which might be slightly on its side, just here. There we go. Sort that bit out. There we go. So we have this really pretty little flower kind of thing going on now. There we go. Hold that up there, you can see that. So round 3. So we want to fasten off this colour and grab your next colour. Okay, so we're going to join our new colour. So we're going to join with a back post slip stitch. If you've never heard of that before, no, neither had I until this pattern. So what you're going to do is, as if you were doing a back post stitch, you're going to go through one of these chain spaces. Make sure you've got a slip knot on your hook first of all. Go through one of our chain spaces, over your single crochet, and then back through the other side. So this is what you've got from the back, and then just as you normally would do your slip stitch, you're going to do your slip stitch around this post now, and that is your back post slip stitch. Who knew? So now you're going to do chain 3 as your first double crochet. Now the reason we did this as a back post slip stitch is because around our other single crochets we are going to be doing back post stitches, so we needed to make it a back post one here. So we've done our first chain 3 as a double crochet, and then we need to do a chain 3 that's going to be our space that we're going to make all the way around. Just need one more, there we go. Okay, so chain 3 and then do a back post double crochet around your next single crochet. So you're going to go through your chain space here, over the top of the single crochet and back through the other side, turn it over, and then you can do your double crochet around here at the back, and then that just pulls that post to the back, hence being called a back post. So then chain 3 and then another back post double crochet around the next single crochet, so through from the back, over the top and back through, and then do your double crochet from the back, just like so. And then follow that, repeat all the way around, chain 3 and then a back post double crochet around your single crochet, and I'll meet you back around here to show you where we're going to slip stitch. Okay, so when you've done your last chain 3, you are going to find your third chain here from your beginning chain, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to do a slip stitch into there for the end of this round. And I like to go under 2 pieces for this, 2 loops. There we go. I think maybe I did do 1 extra chain there. Never mind, it will all disappear. That 1 extra chain will not make too much of a difference for my next round. So this is what we have so far, if you can see that there. So it doesn't look too impressive on this round, but it will happen in the next round. So we're going to continue with this same colour and start round 4. Okay, so for round 4 we're going to chain 3 as our first double crochet, and then we're going to do 2 more double crochets in this very same stitch. There we go, and that's going to be our first corner, and then you're going to do 3 double crochets in your chain space, this is why I said it doesn't matter about 1 extra chain, because it just kind of disappears in there, it won't matter too much. And then you're going to do a double crochet in the top of your double crochet, 3 double crochet in your next chain space, and then in your next double crochet you're going to do 3 double crochet for your corner, 1, 2 and 3 for that next corner, and then 3 double crochet in your chain space, double crochet in your double crochet, 3 double crochet in the next chain space, and then 3 double crochet in your next double crochet for your next corner. And I'm going to leave you to do these last 2 sides. Rewind the video 2 minutes if you need to follow around what we've already done, and then I'll meet you back at the end here where you're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. Okay, so I've slip stitched into my top chain, and then what you're going to do is fasten off this colour we're on and go back to your previous colour. If you're using just 2 colours, this is why we change. I'll show you on here. It means that these new stitches will link in with what we've already done, and it will all become quite seamless. But by all means use a different colour if you wish, but this just joins in, these front post trebles, all just joins in nicely. So you're going to join, find your corner 3 double crochets. So your 3 double crochets in one stitch, and then in your center stitch join this new colour. Join it with a slip stitch in there, and then you are going to do 3 single crochets in this same stitch. 1, 2, 3 single crochets, all in that corner stitch. I apologise for the lighting. I'm trying to adjust it because it's it's a bright yet dull day, so I've tried to adjust it, but hopefully it will be bright enough for you to be able to see. So we've done our 3 single crochets, and now we're going to do a single, no, we're not going to do a single crochet, we're going to do a front post treble crochet around our chain space down here of round 2. So that's 2 yarn overs, and then bring your hook underneath this chain space, and then do your treble crochet just as you normally would. So there we go. That's your front post treble crochet. And then you're going to do a single crochet in the next stitch. So we're going to skip one stitch, which is the one that's behind this treble, so skip that one, and then do a single crochet in the next stitch, and the next, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to skip the very last one, so we're just doing 6 single crochets. Okay, so I was getting myself a little bit confused, so we're going to do the next one as well. So 7 single crochets along there, along that side, and then we're going to skip the first double crochet of our corner 3. So this is our corner 3. We're going to skip the first one there like we skipped the last one over here. We're going to do a front post treble crochet around this chain space here. So as before, do your 2 yarn overs, go under the chain, yarn over, pull through, and then do your treble crochet as normal. There you go. So now we're going to skip this next stitch and do 3 single crochets in your corner stitch. Grab some more yarn. Okay, so we've got 3 in this stitch, and then we're going to do 1 single, no we're not, we're going to miss that next single crochet. Oh dear. So we're going to do a front post treble around this next chain space. There we go. And then we're going to skip this stitch. So skip the next stitch and then do a single crochet in the next 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then you're going to do a front post treble crochet around the next chain space. Okay, and then you're going to skip the next stitch and do 3 single crochets in the next stitch, which will be your center corner stitch. And then you're going to do a front post treble crochet around the next chain space down here. And you're going to skip the next double crochet and do a single crochet into the next 7 stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And a front post treble crochet around the next chain space of round 2. Skip the next double crochet, which I think somehow I have not. So I just looked back at my work and I had missed a stitch out along here, so I've corrected that now and it's all fine. So we're going to skip our next stitch and then do 3 single crochets in your middle corner stitch. Okay, skip the next double crochet and do a front post treble around the chain space from round 2. Okay, so then looking back, you're going to skip this double crochet and then do a single crochet in the next 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the next stitch will be one of your corner double crochets, which we are skipping. So then find your first single crochet and do a slip stitch. Okay, did anyone spot my mistake there? I hadn't spotted it until I got around on the next round, so I had to undo all of that. I didn't tell you to do your very last front post treble, so you want to do your last front post treble. I'm really sorry if you've just done your slip stitch to finish your row, your round. Please undo and do your last front post treble crochet, and then skip your last stitch and do a slip stitch to join that round. Happens to us all, doesn't it? I have literally had to undo all of the next round. I started here, so I've got nearly all the way to the end and realised I hadn't got that stitch there, so oops, apologies for that. So this is what you've got so far. Cute, isn't it? Very, very cute. So now we're going to fasten off and get your previous colour, and we'll get going with that. Okay, so because I forgot to tell you about this front post treble, it means I had to undo all of this. It's always sad when you have to undo your work, isn't it? Fortunately, it wasn't a very big round, so I'm not too upset. Okay, so we are joining this new colour in the centre stitch of our corner. So your middle single crochet in that corner, just join it with a slip stitch, and then you are going to chain 3 as your first double crochet, and then do 2 more double crochets in that same stitch, and then 2 double crochets in the next stitch, and then you're going to do 1 double crochet in each stitch along. So that's your front post treble crochet, and then 1 in each single crochet along until you get to that corner 3 single crochet. So gosh, someone arriving home in the gravel there, if you heard that car. There we go. So your front post treble, and then you're back to your corner stitches, so 2 double crochet in that first stitch. Where am I? There we go. 2 in that first one, 3 double crochet in the next. 1, 2 and 3, and then 2 in the next. Going to work over this yarn, and then 1 in your front post treble crochet, and 1 all the way along, and you're going to repeat this all the way around, 1 in each stitch, and then in your corner you're going to do 2 double crochet, and then 3 double crochet, and then 2 double crochet, and when you get back around to the start you're going to slip stitch in that top chain of your starting chain 3, and I'll see you back when I finish this round. Okay, so when you finish round 6 you should have something a bit like this. It's very pretty in the 2 colours. I'm sure it would be nice in just one colour, it'd be nice and textured. So we're going to move on to round 7, and then we have one more round after that. So round 7 is another single crochet round. So you want to join with a slip stitch in your centre stitch of your corner, and you're going to do 3 single crochets in that corner stitch. So 1, 2 and 3 in that corner stitch. And when you come back around to the beginning you're going to slip stitch in this first stitch, okay? What you're going to do now is simple. You're going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch along, 1 in every stitch, and when you reach the next corner you're going to do 3 single crochets in that middle stitch of your corner 3. So couldn't be more simple, all the way to the next corner. So I'll leave you to get on with this round. 1 in each stitch, and 3 in your centre corner stitch, and slip stitch in your first stitch when you get to the end. Okay, so this is what we have now at the end of round 7. How cute is that looking? I'm loving these 2 colours. So round 8 is pretty much the same as round 7, except we are doing double crochets and not single crochets. So I've joined into my centre stitch, centre corner stitch with a slip stitch, and then I'm going to chain 3 as a double crochet, and 2 more double crochets in that same stitch. And just as we did on our previous round with our single crochets, you are going to do 1 double crochet in every stitch along. 1 in every stitch. Simples. And when you get to your corner stitch, you are going to do 3 double crochet in that corner. And that's it. Simple. So, as always, work your way around, doing double crochets, 1 in each stitch, 3 in your corner, center corner stitch, and when you get back around to where you started, do a slip stitch in your top chain of your starting chain. And that is all there is to this round. So I'll see you back at the end of this round. And there we go, at the end of round 8 and the end of the pattern. How pretty is this square? Very pretty, very, very lovely. And I'm much preferring these colours to these earlier colours that I did. Did these ones last night. Two-tone green. I do like it, but I prefer this colour. So, as you can probably see, this green one is bigger than my pink and purple. If you crochet loosely, this one will most likely be the right size for you. I don't think I particularly crochet tight, but it just varies for different people. So what I did on this green one is I just did one more round of I think I just did one more round of half double crochet. Actually I did just one more round of half double crochet, and I did that in the same colour as this border colour, so it means that I would do it in this purple colour. That's all I needed, was a round of half double crochet. So I did the corners in exactly the same way. I just did 3 half double crochet in the corner and 1 in each stitch along, and that's all I did to make it the right size for me, the same size as all my other squares. So completely up to you. If you want to add, if you need to add any more, you could add another single crochet round, or whatever you need to do for your size of your square. So don't forget, once you've made it, hold it up to the light and look, you can see this beautiful light coming through these petals. Let's move those tails out of the way. There you go, you can see beautiful light coming through. Lovely. And that's why it's called eyelets, because we've got these eyelet shape holes here. So there we go, just sew in your ends and finish that off, and there you go. So if you have found this video useful, please click that like button, give us a thumbs up. It does help us to get more viewers. Share it by all means on your own Facebook pages, wherever. Share it with your friends, and of course show us your photos in the group, and the link to the group is in the description box below. And until next time, just keep hooking and don't let your tea get cold.